Why? Ah, the wrong headset. Okay, how are you?
Good, man. I took a 40 minutes shower.
Guess it was fun.
Yeah, normally I bring my speakers into the shower and I'll dance in the shower.
Oh, you're crazy. Love it.
Yeah, this is where creativity kicks in, right? Sometimes I also bring baby Junior, the iPad into the shower to type my ideas in.
Nice.
Yeah. So normally when I go on a night crawling trip, right, with X with the bike, sometimes I will just stop and then I'll take out my iPad and I write down my thoughts. So I do that when Camilla was with me.
Yeah.
So she finds it a bit weird, but eventually she got it. You know, I teach her a few of the codes. Like we communicate using signs. You know, it was great.
Cool. I read your stuff and started to think more about this and my take on what you have written. How do you want to do it?
Yeah, we can discuss it. So I don't need to explain. You already read it, so you go ahead and tell me.
Yeah, so I'm going to share my screen if you don't mind, because I use the. You need to give me permission.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I think you got the framework, like what Andy was doing, and Drift, and I don't know if you've seen Zora, which is based on their deck. He broke it down and explained the messaging. And then I think that the voice and the wording is more like B2B style. So I'll give you an example what I mean, like high quality interactions. People don't talk like this. Like it's rare somebody say I had a really high quality interaction. And the reason I'm saying it is two things that I see here. I really love. I'm following Dave Gerhardt, which was the marketing at Drift, alongside with David Cancel. So they and I like you just have 5 rules to copywriting. Write like you talk. Choppy copy, which means short sentences. This is like he claims that the first line goal is to help you to follow the second line, which will help you to follow the third. Like create interest so you read everything through. Loud up with pronouns like me, you, we, I. Yes, it's really sure. It's Scott. Real examples. Okay, this is like less, but so when I read what your tone of voice or approach is more like business. It's like we, you, I, especially I think in the story. People today, those who explore, like it's externalized. But I'm not saying it depends on the context. Like it seems like perfect for investor. Oh, what happened here? Investor. Investor pitch. Like it's a version more like business oriented, less about talking to me as a remote worker, which is also when I see where you're heading, which is really interesting. I agree with the thought process. Like saying Airbnb and hotels and co-working space, you explain the change in the market. But for me, if we are talking to, let's say, it really depends who we are talking to. So he's saying like most aware, product aware, solution aware, problem aware, unaware. It's more like, I will say this is, you can say early adopters, it's the same thing. And my belief, we're going to talk to people who already understand. So you don't need to mention something that is obvious because it's become boring. Something that's like talk to their minds. So for example, just to, if you read, I share with you the blog, the post, trying to write it like out loud, without mentioning you, me, or Workground. Remote life is great, my time, my space, my terms, freedom. But sometimes I feel also a bit taxing. Loneliness, work and life, and no boundaries, everything is super virtual. I think I have a mistake here. I feel it's also a bit taxing, yeah. Everything is super virtual, and sometimes I'm a bit struggling to find source for creativity. And what about exploring new experiences, meeting real people? Can I take the red door and play in Wonderland, which is like the Matrix? That's what I'm exploring these days, hacking remote, making it awesome, more connected, more creative, starting with a community. Do you want to join this journey? So this is like kind of manifesto, talking to people like me and saying, oh yeah, I feel the same, right? Which is a more...
Wait, you're a bit laggy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the connection is...
Yeah. Now I can.
Yeah. So this is a version. This is more like, I'm thinking about if I need to talk it, and the social media is a perfect place, how will I tell the story? Can you hear me? What's happening here? Ming? Can you hear me? Ming?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if it's you
Oh.
or my connection. It seems like my connection is good. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
Yeah.
I was changing my Wi-Fi.
Okay. So just to recap, this is like an approach. If I need to talk to someone, this is the way I'm going to explain it. And it's as a manifesto without talking like business. If you feel the same, because again, going back to the board, my copy is coming from a point of view of entertainment. So it's something, what Oatly is doing. They're telling a story with puppets. They're making it fun. So it's not about fun or not fun. It's about emotional conversation. And the people I'm talking to are people like you and I, and they're probably I'm gonna articulate some kind of a pain or ambition that they're not quite sure. Maybe they're afraid to say so. Like, I'm working remotely, I feel loneliness. Okay, this is real. It's not like it's a real phenomena. And I'm not gonna change anything. I'm just gonna make. You need to. It's really loud. I'm talking about in a minute. I'm going to talk about change, but the point of view of the story is like people like me, because that's what I feel. If you feel the same, the motivation is more entertainment. Like let's make it awesome. Let's make it great. Let's make it connected. Social, not about working somewhere, which is more utility. Now, of course, you're going to work somewhere. But the promise is more like about let's connect, let's make it awesome, cool, interesting, explore, which is not for everyone, right? And that's exactly the target audience. I want to have really cool people that believe in the story. So the core interaction, if you look at interactions, what's happening here? Is more about here towards here, less about find a place to work. Because I don't think we're going to find cool people if we're going to talk about find a place to work. If you want to find a place to work, go to WeWork. And then if you talk about working space, you're competing in their minds with WeWork. I want to deviate the conversation and say, it's like Airbnb, which is fun, but for home office or creative office or your home creative office, where you can find like-minded people, explore new creative spaces to work, or maybe even find your next partner project and have a sense of belonging in community, or maybe I don't like belonging, a sense of like, this is fun. I can work in my terms and freedom, but still be connected. So it's not about working somewhere, although that's what we're gonna deliver. We are matching demand with supply, but the storytelling is more about entertainment. Because if I go into utility, in their mind, I'm a co-working space. So we are more expensive, by the way. It requires new habits, not the same kind of people. So I'm coming from, again, just to summarize, and I'm going to stop. I'm coming from a point of view that's slightly different, that talks about a change. You're not going to change anything, you're going to enhance. So I'm not going to convince you. You suffer from the same pains. You have the same ambitions, the same motivation, which is more entertainment and social, and focus on those values, which is very close to what I've been reading here. It's like another version of it, right? Again, I'm not saying this is wrong. This is not. I think if I read the tone of voice and the pronouns, and this is more like what Drift was doing, talking to businesses. There is a better future. You need to join this new economy. I'm not saying like big words like economy. I'm bored. I need new experience. I want to be creative. I sick and tired of my home because everything is blur. What can I do? Okay, let's work at me. This is nice. Now, again, it's not for everyone, which is perfect.
Yeah. Indeed, this is like based on what I've learned yesterday.
Yeah, which is perfect, by the way. It's great. Right, really.
But it's targeted towards investors. Yeah, it's like a pitch, right? It's towards people who provides the money. And also this will be a good overview for people who just join, right? Like to understand a little bit of the technical things. But what you are looking for in Changeable is actually addressed to the people, which is, I missed the point.
No. I don't think you missed the point. You take the business approach and execute the business approach. The point of view. It's all about the point of view, which is perfect in the right context. I took a different point of view. The story is the same, by the way.
Yeah, the story is the same. It's just addressed to different people.
Yeah. So we are not wrong here. I think you really articulated in a really great way, but I took a different point of view of a community member. And we need to use both. As I said, we're probably going to have 3-4 versions in different situations, different audiences.
So just to make it clear, what I produce here is produced to pitch for investors. But what you produce there is like a pitch to the members. Yeah.
And we can have, like, I will say, instead of competing, we'll say, okay, this is more towards businesses or somebody's already in, or a new employee or a investor. So you get the bigger picture of the business, not just the idea, the promise. And this is what you have done. My other versions, I have version 2 and version 3 is like, okay, this is the starting point. Like you can start imagine the landing page here in a way. My story is, my life is great. My life is great, but not awesome. I'm compromising, taking freedom, but I'm compromising my social life, my creativity. Okay, what can I do about it? So now you're not competing on working space. The value exchange is I can be social and creative again. Again, not for everyone. Some people will not believe in it in the beginning. And that's exactly what it's all about. We are targeting specific people.
Okay, so the change book, let's be clear. Do we put stuff that's addressed to different audiences.
Yeah.
Okay.
As a working sheet, right? Like we
Yeah.
are prototyping here.
Okay, so then let's separate them so that's clear.
Okay, so let's do it later because I want to touch point the other fundamentals like principles.
Okay.
But okay, so we're on the same page, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, great. Now, I think another point, which is very interesting, you talked about the change in the industry. And I think it's super relevant to not early adopters, to the majority. So because they will probably work in a company and they experience, they're not super creative. And suddenly they realize, okay, there is a new way. Sometimes will be fun. I can go to the office, I can go to WeWork. Once a month or twice a month, I'm going to visit Ming to learn, and I think this value proposition is more for mature market, which is like there is another alternative to experience hybrid work, which is now you expand the market basically with this messaging, with this story. My story is more like this version, not my story. This version, it's coming from a point of view of early adopter with his pain. And I really like your notion. It's about like the feeling, I want to feel creative. I want to feel freedom, but I also want to feel connected. I want to feel like life is interesting again. So it's about entertainment, right? Or social, more than utility. I'm using utility as an excuse. Now, I might be wrong and we need to take the utility approach, which is slightly dangerous because then people perceive you as co-working space, like the category. Yeah, just a moment. I'll give you also a little bit of time to think, because I think I drew something that was really interesting the other day. By the way, my life changed since I'm using
yeah. So what I'm saying that is that the direction of my speech is towards utility, emphasizing utility, and the direction of speech is emphasizing social.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, and different audience expect different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is valuable for them.
True.
And you're saying your assumption is that early adopters, valuable early adopters, valuable ones, are the ones who are seeking entertainment social capital.
Yeah.
Okay.
אין לי מושג. Just a moment. לא יודע מה את מציעה. Just a moment, Ming. I have something missing here. Okay, this is weird. Oh, wow. I hope nobody deleted. Oh, fuck. Holy shit. Holy shit. Yeah, I have an error. It's funny. My first draw was first utility, then entertainment, then social capital. So I changed my mind. I see it. Just a moment. Wow.
Because I was thinking, utility will always has to be there because, okay, what excites me is the emotional, the social capital and the entertainment. But then I'm going to, as an engineer, I've always wanted to know how. Then I ask you how. Okay. Then we explain utility when they ask how, but at least we got their attention.
Yeah. So that's right. You're not, if you look at my copy, I think this is really interesting conversation, by the way, because I really believe in the power of copywriting. Like you can convey everything in few words, which means you got it, right? Like you're crystal clear. Who is it for? Why it's interesting? What's new here? What are we creating? And I will share with you another, like, that's part of what I was doing here. I gave us some ideas, right? And I really encourage you to buy today and read a bit, not everything, Patagonia founder's book, Let My People Serve. And the old book, he wrote it for the employees. Basically, it explains how do we work. And it's like our manifesto in 200 pages. At the beginning, it's more his personal story, which is also awesome. Like, because you realize what makes Patagonia Patagonia, because he loves nature, he loves what he's doing. He was innovator. It's an awesome story. And then he has for each part of the business, like product design, marketing, he has a couple of pages explain the philosophy. Where are they coming from? I think this is really, really strong. I don't want to write a book because I think it's too deliberate for people like, okay, this is like, you cannot exit right now. Patagonia is very narrow. But I like those kind of sentences, it's like a few words that explains like what's going on here. It's not about believing in this but it gives people like, what is our assumptions, right? To bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. To carry, now they can prove it. It's not like just words, but it starts with words, I think. Start with a story.
Yeah.
My point is, going back here, it's the story that attracts your curiosity.
Yeah.
Like you can connect, it's what I told you yesterday. People will remember how you make them feel, not what exactly you said. So I'm working on the emotion point, which is more story than try to sell you something. It's about belonging, connection, emotions. And then, okay, what do you have to offer? Basically, which mood are you today? I'm like funk. Okay, this is the place. Or those are which kind of people you want to meet today. Creative, artistic, or software engineers. Boom. Okay. So this is more like how the product is going to look like. How do we take the story and match it with the experience? And it's about the matching, like the real matching, So like mood, or what are you into today, or like what kind of people you want to meet. And it's based on kind of feeling or entertainment or learning, right? So it must follow. But also our marketing will be something like this. We'll have like a funny show about remote work, or, laughing at ourselves, making cool videos, pictures. Like I can see myself working from the lake as a picture, or in the middle of the Dam Square, right? Those kind of things, like, okay, those guys are cool. Nobody in the industry done puppet show for the food industry. This is like fucking crazy, really. This is like awesome. So just funny storytelling. I don't know if you watch it. Like
I watched it already.
Yeah, it's great, right? I don't love it, but it's like, wow, it's like fun.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah.
He's farting and like this is awesome. So again, it's not for everyone, but everyone will talk about it and remember. I've seen already 4 posts in LinkedIn, and this is a food processing company. Where is the last time you saw, I don't know, P&G, thinking about food, Nespresso, I don't know, like who's doing something fun? And that's also, by the way, this kind of tone of voice, we cannot really differentiate our members with our investors. The investor needs to get the thing that we are doing. So we also need to be careful not to go too much business. And like we are officials, if we have an investor, I don't know. I'm thinking about crowdfunding, but I don't know what's going to happen anyway. So we need to find the right people who believe in the story.
I believe in crowdfunding too.
Yeah, I think I have a sense for it. It's like our vibe. So it makes I don't know. Okay, so I think, it goes back to our conversation in the morning, like the thought process, the principles, right? It's less about the copy because it will change. And I think the last version that I just I really love it. Like it's funny. People start to approach me. They don't they don't do anything engagement, but I getting messages.
What for? Which one?
Just yeah, people just message me on yeah.
I think I'll do the same.
So you start talking, like just start a conversation, just talk about what you care about, be fun and play with it. That's what I told you. I'm playing with the idea, and that's why I'm using Bumble and like playing with the idea, connecting with people. So this is just to show you. I just here you can see like I did like a gallery of just sharing it with people. I've been thinking about writing a manifesto, and I thought it would be nice to share with you some ideas that I found. Right? This is signaling, basically. Okay. Anything else you wanna say? No. Okay.
No, it's clear. It just meant that I will give it another go, but thinking in for a different audience.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. In the end, like the next step is I want to really crystallize the audience, the core story, and into a short manifesto, and then maybe one version or two, and then okay, how it's going to look like in a landing page for hosts, because we both believe we are targeting hosts.
Yes.
Right now, and how it's going to look like in social media. That's it. And once we have this, okay, we are confident enough. You already have some onboarding experience, so I'm not worried about this. And you're a cool person, so it's more than enough. But we were going to articulate, like maybe we'll give a book or a present or a plant, or we're going to make it awesome, right?
Yeah.
And have a picture like how it's going to look like also for people. So I'm going to visit you. I'm going to share with you the profile. You're going to have a feedback. You're going to get a surprise, a hat. You're going to part of a community. You're going to join our podcast. Like how it's going to look like. So I'm not worried. This is like one day brainstorming, write it down, and that's it, because it's not like public facing. Although we can have like we can share people where they are in the journey, but it's more about the landing page and the social media. And then if we have something solid, we can start talk with people, and then they can have end-to-end experience. And that's why I'm not worried about OKR, by the way, like any kind of measurement right now. Okay. I'm not sure we need to really boil it down right now. It's fine that we have different versions. And maybe once we do the landing page, we can say, okay, which version is the best that we need to use as our canvas, right? Because I'm not going to tell people, our promise is making remote life awesome. It's like, okay, what does it mean? But I'm trying to convey the message that might be in a hat or a hoodie, or it's not like the whole thing. It's like fraction, so it's fine if we have like 6 sentences, and once let's work on a hat. Okay, thinking about a sentence, maybe it's not even here, but it gives you like the idea.
Yeah, that's right. It gives you the idea,
right? So I don't think this is not going to be like public facing, and it's okay-ish to say, you know what, fine, this is your own take, valuable. More you can have like dozens, but then you need to boil it down to copy, to LinkedIn post or Instagram or a letter or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And we'll start have more articulate, maybe 2, 3, 4 versions, and that's it. And also, you can say this is more utility driven. So if you talk about utility, okay, this is a great promise. This is more social status. This is more entertainment. Maybe it's like, I'm just making.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. It's like,
I think as long as we have a common understanding, that's the whole point of
this.
Yeah.
The common thread here, I will say, it's fun. This is for sure, right? Anywhere, which you can say freedom, like the sense of, yeah, I can work it, flexibility, which is same, you know. I didn't talk about those words, like not flexibility, but anywhere is in the copy, like my freedom.
Yeah, we
my
also need
terms.
to we also have to make use of hashtags as well. We need to
Yeah.
create our own hashtags. So
Like-minded and creators.
yeah.
I think common thread. Yeah. And this is like more, this is more like, you know, increase your creativity, expand your network, collaborate with like-minded creators. Again, you see, if you look at John from Oatly, what is in the deck is not the copy in the packaging. It's just the spirit, right? So we're building the spirit of who we are. It doesn't mean I'm going to take this, copy and paste it on some, it's not, this is not the reasoning here.
Okay. 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 Cool.
So I think, yeah. So like this wording,
Yeah.
mutual exchange, this is more like business. That's what I mean. Where I chose something more soft, I don't know to call it, like more.
Well, that's just more specific.
Yeah, this is like, yeah. But again, different audiences, right? Mutual exchange. How do you use it and where? The empower is, I didn't use it. Again, this is more like specific, more different kind of utility. Yeah, again, the interaction. So we can keep it like this. Maybe we need to like make it nicer to read. And this is version 1, 2, 3, or take 1, 2, 3. And I think it's enough. And clean it up a bit. Make it easier to consume. Because this is, and in the end, should be in Notion. No, not here. This is just an easier place to play with stuff.
Well, Notion is also equally easy.
Yeah, but then you need to pay per user, and this is free because you need a member to comment, and you can have guests, but then you need to give them permission per page. So it's more.
Oh, but it's just between the three of us. So
yeah, 3 of us, sure.
Yeah.
And then if you don't want to, depends, you want to block it or not, you know, which kind of pages you exposing. So here it's like really internal and it's like more a canvas. Yeah, I think that's it. What do you think? What are your thoughts right now?
I'm just thinking about what to do next. Whether I should give it another go, but then change my point of view.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I would like to start drafting the landing page or Instagram, right?
I have created an Instagram account already, but
Yeah.
I cannot secure the username Workground. Someone has taken it. It's an inactive account. So I think what I got was the Workground official, I think.
Okay. But it's more like the storytelling and like we need to start thinking about how it's going to look like, which kind of stories.
Yes, I'm trying to get ideas.
Yeah, and then like stealing ideas from
Yes.
others, you know.
How is it done? Yeah.
So it could be, but I will say we need to stay close to our values, like make it fun, conversational, you know, what's here down below. Simple, like collaborative is less about, but those kind of things are the spirit. And then, okay, which kind of pieces we're gonna have? It could be a sentence, and then I don't know,
Yeah, it could be
pictures, different pictures, videos. Yeah.
pictures, and you can scroll to view the next. Like you scroll to get to another stage of the story. You know, like
Yeah. So we can bring some ideas and then involve Shira because that's what she's doing, and she can help us to like prototype without using Instagram. Okay, this is how it's gonna feel, right? It's gonna take I don't know, a few hours. Then we have like a real canvas saying, okay, this is the thing, you know. So I'm gonna ask her to be involved, and also give it a price. Like we want to build an. This is the job. I think it's like a few hours just to build it. How much it's gonna cost? It's not gonna cost her much, but just to to be. She has clients. So what do you think? Like what's the process? And I'm gonna share it with you, and we talk about it. Because this is her job, like this is what she's doing.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm less worried about this, but if we can start maybe on the board, just throw ideas, examples, or screenshots of whatever. Like this is the but I more want to focus on the landing page. Maybe low fidelity. Like if I take Workground right now.
Yeah.
I want to see how what needs to be changed or.
Yeah, I was thinking one idea is that I'm not going to use forms anymore. I'm going to install Drift and make sure that all of us are on.
Yeah. So that's also
every call to action is a chat with us.
Yeah.
No forms anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. So I will start like blocks. First block you have like less text. I will say maybe video or picture, and then like this is like the promise, the main promise, call to action, picture, and then you have what I'm gonna get here.
Yeah.
And maybe like the onboarding could be similar, by the way. This is really good, I think. Like big, I love it, and then I need to think. So
yeah, go ahead and think.
So I think that's the, and I also want to involve Shira because she can create the design, and I have someone who can make it happen, and also to ask her for at least a little bit help, and then like how much it's gonna cost
for creating the landing page on Webflow.
Yeah, I don't know. We will choose the right. I'm not sure which one, but if Webflow, right? I'm less experienced with Webflow, more like.
Well, I have experience, so I could probably do it myself, but it depends on how complicated it will be.
Yeah. So. Right.
Yeah. But it's good to have someone stand by anyhow. And if you don't have someone, I also know someone who can help.
Okay, great. So maybe like if I think about principle wise, right? It needs to be mobile first because I guess like very responsive.
Yeah.
Copy based on our principles. Address the emotional part of it and also utility. So you start with emotional and then utility, not utility and then emotional. But we can play, right? And then like, what are the blocks? How are you going to tell the story? And if we are people oriented, which we are, and it's great when everywhere I can see people and real places and real photos. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, that was my intent.
right? Like see, I want to envision what you're saying.
Yeah, of course.
So I think that this picture is really great. The pictures also this, like you can also see spaces. Yeah, and FAQ is amazing. The whole idea is to, like, we need to come with we met someone and maybe he understood something or just curious. How do we keep him curious based on he's already a remote worker, he's creative, he feel the pain. So, you know, you don't need to convince. And the next step is just, you know, join either, because this could be a host or a guest in a way, because we don't know who we're going to meet. It's either a waiting list or join to our host community, right? And then explain what does it mean in general, like what are the, like here, what's in it for you? Why should I care? This is, I think, the most important, like motivation wise. Okay, I got it. Like, why should I care? I don't think it's very far away from what we already have. But the only part, this is too heavy in terms of like a lot of text in the beginning. I think like the principle is to make it easier to consume. And okay, got it. I'm interested. So like I understand everything. Okay, I'm interested. This sounds like, you know, something that I can share with my friend or either try it out. The only thing maybe, yeah, it's missing here is the onboarding. Like why, you know, if you join, you're gonna join a like-minded mind community. We're gonna create you an awesome videos and profile for free, and you're gonna whatever, right? Like 3 things, and then you have the popular questions. Are great. So I don't think we are like, it's 2 days work, maybe 3, maybe 2, just to, okay, this is the direction, and then execution and prototype until we have, okay, this is fine, now let's code it.
Yeah.
Once we have this, just the Instagram, which you can already start creating, or at least like, you know, ideas or content that you know, and we can do like 2 days shooting and telling stories. So we have at least agreed for the next, like, I don't know, let's say 3 posts a week. So we have at least like 3 weeks ahead or 2 weeks, so we can focus on onboarding and talking with people.
Yeah, so currently the amount of content that we have is just from me, you, Boris, maybe my neighbor next door, and also Michael. Even though Michael has a problem, he's being kicked out from this space by the landlord, so he might not have the space available anymore. But
okay,
he has good content, so we'll just put it anyways.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like 5 people, I think. Yeah, 5 people.
That's fine. It's the start. Then I think the next step is to start talking with people, real life, get like the feeling of offering this kind of thing in different ways that we find the best for in the context. Yeah, I think that's it. So you know, if I look at Greg's point of view, nothing has changed. We just deepen our relationship, share our understanding, and come with a storyline. It took like few days. Anyway, I started like yesterday. So
but he's not aware of that.
Yeah. And we just have I think, intellectual discussion about what is it for whom, what is the vision, which is, I think, really fundamental. I don't see any startup without a vision. Like, what are you doing? It just, you're building a marketplace? Like, why? And so I think we have a solid understanding. There is no real community yet. We can have a promise like, this is the future, this is our manifesto, you know, read it. And then we will enhance and make it really solid, but I don't see it coming really into life in the next, I don't know, 4 to 8 weeks, because it's too, even if I wish to do it, like I have time and money, we have like 10 people, we need to have real hosts and guests before we can say, okay, this is a community, like get out of here. Nothing is happening. So every community start with one-to-one conversation. That's why I think a podcast or vlog, something like this, gonna be the start, and not like creating a space so people can meet, because this is not authentic. If you just gather people and say, we can say, we have fund like 5,000 euros that we secure for the community, and this is our plan. But join the conversations. Let's talk about it. So you start like a real journey that is your story and content. So it's great without really building anything. We're not building the product. We're just talking about it and formalize the idea and writing the principles or whatever. And that's based on how we can connect together. Like you're telling a story, you're inviting people to become part of the story. And that's the reason why I'm here, but it doesn't exist yet. So we're not compromising speed. Anyway, on the contrary, you have a reason to people to listen, to join, to have a conversation for a better future that we will find it together. Anyway, also the core team in the beginning will need to be really trusted and think about how it's going to look like, and it will take time. So this is just a vision, not just, but the vision.
By the way, Tumelo told me that she's not able to come because her calendar has filled up quite a bit, and she says that the commute is 1 hour and 15 minutes. So it will not work. She offered to have an intro call with you guys. I don't know what you think about that. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. Always happy to. Wow. Really? This is huge. Microsoft acquire Activision Blizzard. To joy of the community of gaming for the wow, this is huge. I need to talk about it. Yeah, sure. Wow, this is huge. This is huge. This is telling you where they see the future in gaming, like we talked about.
Yeah, that's right.
And this is Microsoft, right? This is like they are building infrastructure, not games. I think. Wow, this is huge. Yeah. I think they're like saying we're going into Web3, big time.
Yeah.
Okay, so landing page, Instagram.
Landing page, Instagram. Yes.
Yeah, our goal, hopefully, without compromising quality and speed, like find the sweet spot, is in the next 4 or 5 days to have something ready. And the next step is like a prototype, like blocks and big copy, and yeah. And I will start working. Like Shira is handy because she will open like a Illustrator and start to do stuff, and I will say, okay, this is what I need, this is what I want. So I will share with you our joint work.
Cool. That would be very efficient.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you have ideas, just start, just put it somewhere. Say, Sharon, I have a new thing. And again, what I think more important is not how it's going to look like, because it's iterative anyway. So we don't need to. I just want to have the tone of voice, the promise, the audience right, and then we're going to change over time. So not overthinking and over-engineering. Let's keep it simple. Right, but with the right package. It's going to be like, okay, wow, interesting, funny, right? And I think also maybe for Tomelo, I don't know, we need to create a show and we need to create entertainment. And that's part of the Instagram is big thing here. It's not about the Instagram itself as a channel. It's about the storytelling, which could be talking with community members, talking about the future of community, talking about the future of remote work, taking, documenting our process like we're doing right now, opening Notion, it's like we're going to create this kind of sense, real feeling using it entertainment. And I think the entertainment part is big. It's not by chance while we were talking, this is what's on the screen right now. This is the future. So we're going to embed a lot of entertainment, like this show. We will create our version and documenting our journey to find hosts, right? And make it like a feature or whatever, or a series, like 3 minutes of sailing on a boat in Amsterdam Canal and working remotely, or it's fun. And I think this is really important. It's changing the game of how do you gather people.
Okay, I'll have a think about it.
Yeah.
This is great, man.
Yeah. This is awesome.
I mean the whole process.
Yeah.
Like if we are documenting everything and we put this online, and a new startup founder who is like doesn't know anything about startup, just watch the whole conversation and just follow the whole journey, right? And we're not doing this for anyone. We're doing this, for ourselves. But other people can benefit, which is cool.
Yeah. The future belongs to entertainment. Unfortunately, also a little bit, because most of it will be cheap, like TikTok, or I call it empty calories. But the real future, like the real entertainment is edutainment. So it's entertainment with education and collaboration, connection. And that's what we're creating here. Like we're inviting people to become part of it, or to learn from it, or to help us. And also this is going to be probably part of the onboarding process. So I'm thinking like maybe something I didn't share with you, last sentence or story. The future companies are media companies. You don't have marketing, you have media, which means you have shows, storytelling, creative, communities, which is more it's more authentic, real conversations than trying to sell people new ideas. You engage with them and in their terms. So there is no ads anymore. Like Coinbase, what I told you, they're paying people to take a course, which means we're going to entertain you. We're going to educate you to become part of our tribe, new economy. And I'm not saying, by the way, I have a whole thought about paying people, which I'm not going to open right now, but my old school is coming from, it's not old, it's new school, but my school is coming from like the David Gerhardt. This is about, and Gary V, this is about media first. This is about storytelling first, entertainment first, and then everything follows. And not like, let's build a product, find the story, find the audience. You build the audience first, build community first. You think about the storytelling, what connects people, the emotion part of it, the social status part of it, and then you can see the economic and also it's very natural to people to understand, I think. When everything, you see 4,000 ads per day and everybody try to grab your attention with fake whatever, so this is an opportunity to offer something fun, interesting, and real. And this show of Oatly, this is a great example. It's really bold, They're setting this is like how everyone should understand what we call marketing. And it's a perfect audience. We have the perfect audience. We're not trying to sell a B2B software to, I don't know, Oracle. So again, we are being who we are. This is authentic. We're trying to entertain ourselves. Hopefully, we believe more people will join and have the same feelings and passions. And I think it's true. So it's only about the right story, the right time to the right audience. And then product will follow, culture will follow.
Yes.
Great. So landing page, Instagram. My next step is to create a prototype.
Clear. This video recording, I will share with Boris. So I mean,
Great.
watch this to get an understanding of what we have done with the Book of Change. Book of Change. The Book
Yeah.
of Change.
This is huge. Yeah.
Right, gonna start recording now.